T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4...
Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking a look at the Mondo and Rocom Toys Jet Jaguar Sofubi figure. This was not a figure I actually expected to get my hands on, but somehow I got lucky enough. Mondo announced when it was going to drop. I went at the time that it was releasing, and I scored it. Let's take a closer look now at the toy itself. When it comes to my favorite stylized figures of Godzilla and Kaiju, the best ones for me are the ones that are a mix of being cute and fierce and just cool. And this Jet Jaguar absolutely encapsulates all of these things in its very own unique way thanks to Rocom Toys' very interesting aesthetic choice for this figure. Right away you can see the proportions are very cartoony, but there's no mistaking who this is supposed to be. This is Jet Jaguar. The sculpt is actually very screen accurate to what he looks like on screen, but obviously, like I said, it's the proportions here that really bring this figure into the stylized aesthetic. We have a good amount of variation throughout the figure. Even though Jet Jaguar's design itself is relatively smooth, you do have some various ridges around the shins, the arms, the torso, the neck, even the mouth. And you can see upon closer inspection the bits of rivets that are throughout the head, on the front, and in the back. The legs on this figure are relatively stumpy compared to the length of the arms, and the head here is really what is oversized, which solidifies that overall cartoony aesthetic, but it fits really well for this rendition of Jet Jaguar. At the time of this video, there were only two colorways of this figure. This one, which I have here, which is the Godzilla vs. Megalon colorway, and one other version that's been released called the Medic colorway, which is basically all white with like a red cross on the chest. At this time, I believe there's going to be at least 3 other figures that have yet to be shown off, so we don't know what the colorways will be, but keep an eye out for those if you're interested in them. As for this figure, the paint on this is masterfully done. Like I said, it's screen accurate to the movie, so there's not much variation in terms of stylistic choice, but it really brings out the wonderful stylistic sculpt. We have a beautiful array of colors here. We have red, silver, yellow, dark blue, light blue, and all of it just comes together really nicely to create this very vibrant and saturated figure, which really pops among my collection. As for the articulation for this figure, the arms can move a full 360 degrees, and so can the waist. The head is also articulated, but it's relatively limited in its range of motion, but that's not a problem because for the most part you're really not going to be moving this around, obviously. But I will say that with the ability to swivel the waist a little bit, or the torso, and the arms, this figure can really strike some cool heroic poses, which I like a lot. Now, normally I don't look at the packaging of toys because I take everything out of their boxes, out of their bags, but I will say that the header card that came with this figure is really cool. As is the case with Sofubi figures, this figure came with a header card and polybagged. But the card itself, we take a closer look, just has really cool artwork on it. There's something about the fact that this Jet Jaguar on the header card looks nothing like the figure itself. This one is much more like bulky looking and kind of very mean looking. But I like that contrast. I think it's really cool. The style they went with is awesome. You can see here. Unfortunately, I did tear the bottom right side of it when I was trying to take the staple out. I'll have to tape that one up because I actually do save my header cards. I don't save boxes, but I do save header cards. And then on the back of it, you can see here, cool photograph of the toy itself, and then just all the various credits to everyone who's involved with this. I have to say that the creative team, everyone involved in this, really knocked this figure out of the park. I'm so happy with the way that this one turned out, and it's a welcome addition to my collection for sure. At its highest point, the figure is just below 8 inches tall, we're talking maybe about a range of about 1/4 of an inch just below 8 inches. So it's a pretty good size figure for a Sofubi toy. Overall, I'm so happy I was able to add this figure to my collection. It's quickly becoming a favorite of mine among my stylized figures. There's something about this sculpt that I just absolutely adore. When Mondo showed this one off, I think summer of 2021, I saw it and I was like, wow, this thing is awesome. I wish I could get my hands on it. And now that I do, I'm very happy to be bringing you this review. I'm interested to know if any of you guys actually have this figure or a different colorway. At this time, it's only the Medic colorway, but let me know if you have one of these versions of this figure. If you are interested in obtaining this sculpt, I know if you're looking at this particular colorway, it's already sold out. This one was only a limited edition of 400, so it is relatively small. I think these are on eBay now for a bit more of a higher price, unfortunately, but you know, if you really wanted to get this one, currently that's the only way to get it now because Mondo is sold out. But if you want to go a different route and you don't mind getting it in a different color, definitely keep an eye out on Mondo's Instagram. I think that's the best way to do it. I think there's going to be 3 more versions of this figure that are going to be released sometime in the future, depending on the time of this video. I don't know when, but keep an eye out for them. Follow it on Instagram. Anyway, this is the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Please leave a like, comment down below if you have a question, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.